Well, guys, here it is, the first edition to me, at its purest form of me. I don't normally do videos. Actually, I haven't done a video outside of my Project 10 video, which I actually submitted and won the $1,000, so that was exciting. First documented video that I did actually won me $1,000. I was told by someone very wise that when you document videos like this, it takes people just a step deeper into understanding you and just your journey and just the most authentic form of you. So I started out at about 256 at the beginning of my journey, and I now weigh I think 187 the last time I got on the scale. So I've lost approximately 80 pounds, little less than 80 pounds. And excuse me, my baby doesn't feel well, so I'm playing mommy and videographer at the moment. This is a new me, and I've never been this size before. Even in high school, I remember weighing 215. So being at 1 anything is a big deal because, like I said, I don't even have any memories of weighing 1 anything. And weighing 1 anything is really a big deal for me because, like I said, I've never been this size before, so I don't even know really how to all the way appreciate my size at the moment. Speaking to some close friends, they actually feel like I have self-image issues, self-body dysmorphia. Can't remember the exact terminology that we were using when we were talking about it, but however, whatever, it's definitely a process just in terms of losing weight and then losing such a dramatic amount of weight, in my case, being, the approximate 80 pounds. Once I reach my goal weight, I will have lost over 100 pounds. So that'll be a really big deal for me because I will have reached 100, clearly. What makes it a big deal. But so I sit here rather today saying to you that it's definitely been a journey. Nothing easy by far. I have had my ups, I have had my downs, I have had my cheats, I have had my great months, I have had my great weeks, I have had my really bad weeks, I've had my really bad days. I currently don't work out as often as I would like to. Initially, I was probably working out anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week, mostly like 3 times a week. The famous question that people ask me is, I know you're probably working out all crazy and you had to have lived in a gym, and quite honestly, I probably in the beginning wasn't spending any more than 2 hours in the gym, and I was only spending that much time in the gym because after my workouts, I would just sit around and recoup and just think and just pray and just just take it all in, because I knew it was a process. I knew it was hard, but I knew it was something that I wanted to do. Mostly for myself. Firstly for myself, but absolutely for my daughter. She's 3. For those of you who don't know, her name is Bella. She's absolutely beautiful, and I would do anything for her. So to keep from getting emotional, we'll leave it at that. But anyhow, at this point, I actually moved from my house to an apartment, 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, my daughter and I, and that was in May. And so since May, I found that I haven't been able to get back on track the way I was prior to me moving. I'm sure it's a number of things. I'm sure those number of things that I'm telling myself that it is at this point have just become excuses, because here we are getting ready to enter August and I still haven't found myself being on a regular schedule. And one thing that is most important in a weight loss process, especially a weight loss journey, excuse me, especially when your goal is to have it as a healthy lifestyle, is to have a schedule. It's impossible to have a healthy lifestyle if you don't have somewhat of a schedule. So at this point, I have plateaued. Like I said, mostly because I haven't been working out the way that I want to. Right now, unfortunately, I find myself going to the gym maybe once a week. Yeah, that's pretty bad. And if my trainer sees this, he'll probably kill me. But anyhow, yeah, so I'm just like only working out once a week. And the metabolism that I've built for myself during the time that I've been losing the weight has allowed me to only plateau and not gain weight. But as good as that sounds, it's just as bad because naturally I'm slowing my metabolism down. I've gotten it to a point where it's very high, so that for the past few months that I haven't been working out and haven't been eating how I should. Guess I left that part out too. Gradually I've built my metabolism up faster and faster, and because I haven't been building on top of that, like I said, I'm only slowing it down. So I'm doing myself a huge disfavor by, not getting back on track. But I know outside of me moving, a lot of it is that I just got comfortable. I got comfortable. I was at a weight that I had never been before, but I was not at my goal. And that's the biggest thing about it all. When you find yourself down to something that you've never been before, it's very easy to get comfortable. And you really just have to stay focused on what your initial goals are or were. And in my case, like I said, I still have about 20 to 30 pounds that I want to lose. And I do that 20 to 30 to fluctuate because I do want to tone. So it's very possible that, I can lose 20 and gain 10, which would be fabulous as well. Because I will have toned those areas that, I'm aiming to tone. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a total loss of 30 pounds. It can totally be a gain of 10 pounds and a loss of 20 pounds. But anyhow, I have to get back on track. I have to, because I vowed to myself during the beginning of my journey that I was never going to return to 200 anything, especially not 256 where I was. It really honestly wasn't until just recently that I received a picture of myself at 256. I don't think I actually had, I didn't have a picture at 256. And when I saw that picture of myself, I didn't know what to say. I was embarrassed. I was unhappy that I had allowed myself to get to that point. I felt like, where were my friends and family, who I felt like played a part in being that voice of reason to say, you're getting out of control. It is totally 100% my, it's totally up to me to realize, like, dude, you're getting too big, or, something needs to happen, or whatever the case may be. But I know for sure that the support that you have or don't have does affect the journey. Whether you're gaining weight in a bad way or gaining weight in a good way, losing in a good way or losing in a bad way, the support that you have plays such a big part in whatever it is that you're doing or trying to do. And I do believe that because I had loving family and friends that didn't necessarily want to hurt my feelings or make me feel that they loved me any less, in my head, that was only affirmation to just eat crazy like I was eating and not work out and, just be happy with self. But when I look back, even being at 256, being in that moment, that wasn't happy. I had convinced myself for years that I was happy with my weight and my curves and how thick I was, and people told me all the time, you're shapely, so you're not really big, you're not sloppy, and so on and so forth. But the fact of the matter was I was overweight. According to the books, I was obese. And you know, being that quote unquote fat girl at one point, I just honestly, I don't see how anyone overweight or obese is happy. For me, I had convinced myself for so long that because I had curves and because I would hear from everyone else that I still look good, you know, you're just thick and, you know, any and everything you can imagine, I built this shell around myself and around how I really felt about myself, to the point where I guess you could say I didn't care. And it just got to the point where I really did start to care. I really did start to care as I saw myself getting older. I started to care as I realized my daughter was getting older, and she's a little firecracker. There's never a dull moment in her life. She runs any chance she gets. She's all over the place. And, you know, I didn't want to be that mom that had to watch her daughter play. I wanted to play with her. And for my own self, you know, I have the typical overweight issues that run in the family: diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, any and everything you can think of. It runs in my family for those who are overweight, unfortunately. And I knew that I just did not want to have a weekly pill planner. The little container that you put your pills in for Sunday through Saturday, I didn't want to be that person. I'm already as holistic as I try to be in terms of natural healing. And so to imagine myself having to take any pills that I could avoid just by losing weight, to me it was a no-brainer. I'm just going to fix it so that I don't have to go through that later on in life. And, you know, I made the decision to not have to go through that. And here I am, like I said, in this 185, 87 pound body. And unfortunately, when I look in the mirror, you know, I don't see what other people see. So it's definitely a struggle every day. It's a struggle in every sense. I had to get rid of every single piece of clothing that I owned. There's not one thing that I can fit. I, at my biggest, was wearing a size 20. And I'm proud to say that I'm down to a size 10. So that's exciting. But all in the same breath, you know, it can totally be discouraging to look in your closet and not be able to fit anything at all. I mean, all the way down to my bras and panties, and I can fit socks. That's what I can fit in my closet, my socks. And even like just knock around t-shirts that I have, they're humongous. I'm sure you can imagine, because, you know, because they're knock around t-shirts, naturally when you're whatever size you are, you want them to be bigger. So in my case, because I was big-est, I had shirts that were 2X. So at this point, they're pretty much like dresses. But like I said, it has definitely been a journey. It has its ups, it has its downs. It feels great to be able to run around with my daughter. It feels great to be able to jog when I get on the treadmill, and not walk. Actually, I get bored when I walk on a treadmill, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited just in general. I'm excited to be a weight that I've never been. So although it has its cons, the pros definitely outweigh themselves at this point. And it's funny because the other day I was visiting my dear friends in Jersey, and they actually made mozzarella sticks for lunch. They're actually getting ready to move to Florida, so I'm sure you can imagine they're not grocery shopping or anything. But long story short, there was one mozzarella stick left. We all had even amounts, and out of the four of us that were in the room, my girlfriend was just like, well, Chrissy, you can have the last one because you're the smallest one in the room. And just to hear that, and they're not big at all, but just to hear that was just like, you know, wow. I've never heard anyone say that about me. So that was a big deal. That was almost like a monumental moment for me, I guess, for lack of better terminology, whatever. But so yeah, this is me. My story, I could go on and on and on and on, but I don't want this first video to just be an on and on and on and on type thing. I just wanted it to kind of be like an intro to me and just give you a little bit about my journey and the things that I'm going through. And so I'm planning to do this often. I don't know how often, just whenever I get the urge. And hope you guys get motivation from it, learn from it, feel from it. If it helps anyone on their journey to be healthy, I'm grateful for it. That's my ultimate goal, to share my story to help others, because I know what it's like. I know what it's like. I've experienced it, and I want to help. That is a desire that I have, and if I can help just through video, just by inspiring just one person, that's a big deal for me. So this is me in a nutshell. Just got my hair done today. It's all big and poofy. I don't put much in it, just because when I wear it, the little bit amounts of times that I wear it straight, in like 2 days my hair gets greasy. So it's puffy today, but tomorrow or in the next few days it'll be greasy and flat. Looks all crazy because it's the end of the day now, and had the windows down in the car and blah 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 and so on and so forth. But so this is me, guys, and I hope you guys get that I am just a regular person that has lived an obese lifestyle forever in the past, and have put my foot down to my own self, and I am the face of obesity, and I will help fight obesity.